everybody, it's me, Margaret, and 2 weeks ago, YouTube user Marilyn Lacey asked me about tassels and pom-poms and attaching them to our scarves. She had just gotten an Addie and was wanting to dress them up by finishing up. And I said, sure, I'll be happy to do a video on that. And now I forgot. 2 weeks later, I'm giving her this. I'm sorry, Marilyn. Hope you figured it out by now, but if not, you would think these are very simple and you would think it's a given, but I didn't know how to make them either until recently. So I'm going to share this right now. Now for making pom-poms, I use the Clover pom-pom makers. They come in a variety of sizes, but this is an expense that you do not have to make pom-poms. A lot of people make them by hand, and I know Crochet for All recently did a tutorial on how to make them, and she even showed you how you need to trim up the edges so that it makes it nice and round and puffy. She did a great job with that, by the way. And some people have made little bitty ones like the ones that would be on this by using a fork, and you just wrap your yarn around over and over again. I tried that first using cardboard and all the different ways I found on the internet, and mine did not come out successfully. That's not to say that it's impossible. Many people, most people probably don't use the Clover pom-pom makers, but I find them very easy to use and would recommend them to anyone. So my tool of choice for making tassels is a DVD box. Now you got different size choices here. This, from here to here, it measures 7.5 inches, and from here to here it measures 5.5 inches. And to get this size, I used the 5.5 inch route, wrapping horizontally. Now as far as how many times you wrap the yarn around, that depends on how big and thick you want this to be. This tassel is 100 wraps horizontally, and this is a number 4 worsted yarn. It's Red Heart Treasures Unforgettable, but it is a lighter 4. It's not a real fat 4, it's a thinner 4. So it's not a big deal. I mean, wrap, and if you think it looks right, great. If you think it needs more, wrap a few more and cut it. If you think it needs less, take some out. It's not rocket science. Very easy. All right, so I'm going to leave you right now to wrap 100 times, and I'll meet you back. 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Okie dokie. Reach 100. Snip off the bottom. Okay, now look at this handy dandy thing about the DVD case. You see the indentation where you're supposed to put your thumbs to open it up? That comes in handy for your scissors. You just stick your scissors in there and cut. Now believe it or not, these are good scissors. This is very tough. It's thick. So just kind of follow this line and trim, okay? Holding that tightly. So for completing this project, you're going to need 2 lengths of yarn, about 24 inches, something like that, a crochet hook, and your little bundle. Okay. First thing you'll need to do is gather them all together. So, get out of that way. So what I do is put this in the middle, underneath my bundle, and I want to tie a tight knot to hold it all together. Trying to make sure that's in the middle. And yes, I know I could measure. Okay, pull it tightly and then use your pinky to hold it down right there once you get it tight. And tie another knot, also known as a square knot. Okay. So now we got the little bundle, and this is what we'll use to attach it to the end of our scarf. Okay, straighten all the hair out. And now we're going to use the other one, the other 24-inch length, makes me think of a ghost head. But we're going to gather it up, make a little ghost, okay? Now, this is roughly 1.5 inches, something like that. Don't stress too much about getting it perfect, unless, of course, that's your personality. If you want it to be perfect, that's fine with me. But it is not my personality. Okay, that looks about right to me. So again, using my pinky, I'm going to hold it right there and tie another knot. Now, keep these out of the way. We're going to use those to attach it. And these we want to wrap around. Okay, so let's pull that one out of the way and wrap this one. Can you see me? As many times as it'll go. And then use your crochet hook to slide underneath the wrappings and grab that end and pull it underneath the wrappings. Okay? And that'll secure it. Then grab this other end and go the opposite direction. And do the same thing, sliding it under the wrappings and pulling it through to secure it. I kind of just hide that short end in there. Okay, now we'll need to trim those up, which we can do, no problem. But let's attach them first to our scarf. Just out of curiosity, I thought you'd like to see the difference. This one is wrapped vertically, and this one is wrapped horizontally. So, it gives you an idea. But I'll just chop them all off to be the same size. Okay, so we've got a completed scarf here. I take my tapestry needle. Now again, you have to remember, any tutorials I'm going to give you may not be by the book. I'll string one of the two strands from the top through my needle. And then I'll go down here and closing up, that's my goal here, is you'll have that little round circle. And I grab some on one side and some on the other side and pull it through. Then I'll do the same thing with the other end, but I'm going to come from the opposite direction. Some on one side. Ooh, this is hard to do holding it like this. Some on the other side, pull it through. Okay. Now, I get the two ends, tighten them up. Can you even see what I'm doing? I'm not good at this tutorial stuff. And then I pull it tightly and knot it. And then we have to hide these guys. Now I'm sure there's other ways you could do it, or lots of ways that you can do this. This seems to work for me. But I will hold both, I will string both of these through the needle. And you can either stick it through this end and come out there and it could be trimmed with the others, which I think I'll do, or you can go actually into the scarf and hide it. Well, that's what I did on the other one. I guess I should be consistent. Just make sure that you're going through the middle of the scarf, and you have to make sure the whole time that the needle doesn't come out any other side. There, okay. And then you'll want to snip. And when you pull it out, doop, it gets all hidden. And there you go. So now I'll do the other one and we'll be finished. Now there's lots of ways you could use, you can trim this. You can hold it up and cut it like hair or whatever, but here's my method. I like to kind of lay it flat on the edge of a table and then kind of trim it like that. I can see better what needs to be done that way. Give it a shake. Any loose edges, you can just kind of trim that Oh, can you see that? No. Trim that up. And I'm pretty pleased with that one. Now let's see, we've made this one approximately 1, 2, 3 inches with a little extra. 1, 2, 3 with a little extra. I'll do the same thing here. These mats are so handy dandy. I just love this work table mat. I bought it back when I did more sewing. But I'll use it so much even with my yarn. Whoops. Get that little edge. Pick it up, look for any stragglers.
That look good? And again, you'll just have to mess with it. Sometimes after you do it and you're wearing it, you look in the mirror and you go, ooh, I need a trim.
So here we have a scarf with 2 tassels on the ends, okay? And if you were going to do a pom-pom, you're going to attach it the exact same way that you attach these. Unless you have a better way. And if you do, write it in the comment section. I'd like to hear it. And I really want to thank user Tegzee, T-E-G-Z-E-E, who is my friend Terry. You might even say Tegzee, I'm not sure. But we want to encourage him to do videos. Besides being a fantastic yarn worker person, he now has an Addy. And he did one video, and I want to see more, Terry. But he has been our guinea pig, and he washed some tassels, and his results were, it wasn't pretty. So Terry, do us a video and tell us about that experience and maybe what we could do to avoid disaster in the future. Bye.